Let's get back to Tom Brady. Nick is super excited for pregame.
I am.
First time in his historic career, Tom Brady will have a football decision to make. It'll look something like this. Should I stay or should I go? While there are many signs pointing to Brady going, Patriots owner Robert Kraft said yesterday, quote, "Hey, we plan to keep Brady in New England." And yesterday on the gram, a fan carved some poignant words into that New England snow to the tune of "Stay, Tom," to which Tom replied, "Love you all." Coach, where do you think Brady should play next season?
You know, I like Brady best fit in New England. I think that's where he should be. I think that it gives him the best chance to be successful. I think it gives them the best chance to be successful. And with Josh McDaniels staying there, that's another fortunate part of this. And hopefully Dante Scarnecchia comes back for another year. To me, that's the best fit. You know, if it's not there, maybe it's Denver.
Why Denver?
Oh.
Well, I just think that that's a team that's shown a willingness to go get a veteran quarterback, and they've had success in doing it. They've got a young quarterback that still, even though there were some positive things that he did at the end of the season, to be able to be mentored by someone like Tom for a season. Their defense is going to be, it was good, it's going to be better in the second year under Fangio. To me, that could be a spot that makes sense.
I would have anticipated that if you were going to give an alternative to New England, that you would have said Tennessee, because Vrabel's there and because Derrick Henry and the weapons. So I just want to ask you, if Tennessee decides, listen, we don't want to franchise tag Ryan Tannehill or transition tag him, and because of how well he played, he's going to command more dollars in free agency than we're willing to commit. If they have an opening there, do you think that could be attractive for Tom? Do you think that would be a possible fit?
Yeah, I could see that being an attractive place to play. Obviously, they have a long-term relationship. That system is designed in the New England fashion. When you look at the way that they play, the way that they won this year, it was very New England-esque in the early stages of the dynasty. So all that stuff makes sense. But from a head coach's perspective, you know, it didn't work out with Mariota, and now you've got a chance with Tannehill, and you're going to get a 1 year, maybe 2 year Band-Aid. Is that the best long-term decision for this organization that they built up over time, or hopefully built
that they're building up over the last couple
they're building over time. Yeah. To me, coach, it's the same thing. I think that with all the organizations that will have a quarterback vacancy, they've got to ask themselves, is this a situation where we think that we can win in the short term, the next 2 to 3 years, or is this a situation where we need to plan for the long-term future? And that's one of the questions that has to be answered before you can determine whether or not you're going to be in the Tom Brady sweepstakes. But for me, it just makes too much sense for Tom Brady to return back to New England. Josh McDaniels, whose name has been circulated the last couple of coaching cycles as a head coach that would be of interest with a team that had a vacancy, but he decided to go back to New England. I think that's in New England's favor in terms of being able to retain Tom Brady, just because he's not going to have to learn a whole nother system, and he's comfortable with the way that Josh McDaniels calls a game. And then, of course, the advantage that you're going to have with Bill Belichick, because let's face it, when you've done that high-level winning, you recognize that it's important to have good people around you, and there is no better head coach in the National Football League than Bill Belichick.
The one thing that we talk about, too, is his family. And you brought it up, you know, maybe his family wants to live somewhere else, or maybe, you know, maybe he wants a different environment. Now, the issue that affects the family here is when you go to a new team, there's so much learning that's going to have to go into it. And Jen has touched on it, not just the learning from a playbook perspective, but learning the players, learning where to park, learning where to, all those things come into play. So a move that you say you're making for your family is actually going to be much more disruptive to the family, because you're going to have to commit that much more time just to get up to a level to compete anywhere near as close to what it was like in your home.
Oh, it steals his offseason. It takes it away. Where we see the viral videos of Brady doing the cliff jumping with his daughter, you remember that from this offseason? We usually see him once a year down in Brazil with Giselle, usually around the time of Carnival. That's gone, right? If he goes to a new system, has to learn. You have to be at all the OTAs. You have to be at all of the everything, and as much extra time as you're allowed to under the new CBA. You know, spend time in the building with coaches. Absolutely. Which is one of the reasons why, if he is going to go to another team, I think the Chargers are really the only option because he is giving up that offseason as far as time away with his family. But he can tell them, hey, we're moving to Southern California. We have a house there. Kids probably already have some friends there. Giselle, it is a great hub for your industry as well there. So we are, again, to a degree, putting my career first, but I'm not asking you to move to Indianapolis or to cold Denver where we don't know anyone, or to Nashville. It's to a place where we at least already have some form of roots. But I always feel a little uncomfortable speculating about the family relationships and the dynamics there because all I know is from the Facebook show that I've seen. So removing the family part from it, if you're Tom Brady, while you do have the safety of you, if you will, of New England and the familiarity, you also, I am certain, have people in your life, some of the people who are closest to you and who care about you the most, who have been telling you since last offseason, I cannot believe how much they don't appreciate you. I cannot believe. What, you disagree, Coach?
Well, here's the thing. He's been there for 20 years. He's seen unbelievable Patriots legends be traded away.
Yeah.
He's seen people be cut unceremoniously. He's seen people be traded unceremoniously. He's benefited from that ruthlessness in managing the roster.
Yeah.
So at some point, if you benefited from all those years, it's hard to take a step back and go, I have hurt feelings. You know what you signed up for.
Okay, sure, but it's
hear me out. So when you know what you signed up for, to now suddenly let you're 43 years old, you're going to let everybody else affect your decisions. You know what's right and wrong. You know how things work there. You know, you saw all your friends get dealt away. Yeah, at some point it may be you. But if you want to win, your best chance is to win there, and you better make it work.
And I'm not certain it is his best chance to win there, but I do think at some point you feel like I maybe, just maybe, since I'm the greatest football player ever, I've graduated past the Lawyer Malloy, Ty Law, Mike Vrabel, all these guys who have been traded or cut, Richard Seymour. Those guys were great. I'm Tom bleeping Brady. And I didn't want to leave. And you guys have opened the door to it. I have done nothing but been loyal. I've done nothing but been excellent. I've been Employee of the Month and of the Year for 20 straight years.
You know who else felt that way? Bernie Kosar in Cleveland. And that was before Bill had any success.
Right. So don't you think that makes Brady say, if we're going to, I'm going to break up with you before you can break up with me, man. Even if at the end of this year, the Patriots come and say, all right, we'll bring you back. Don't you think Brady might say, man, somebody else offered me guaranteed money, and they're going to treat me like the king that I am. And I've won, and I think I can win anywhere. But you know what? Boot camp's been fun. I've earned a little summer camp. And let's see if I can win that way anyway. Because he's seen it happen to those other people.
It just depends on what you want out of the relationship. You know what I mean? If you want to win,
sometimes you want people sometimes to look into your eyes and tell you I love you and I appreciate you. Sometimes that's what you want.
Sorry.
You do, and then sometimes you actually want to win.
Yeah, sorry.
Analogy. All right, Coach, stick around. Again, Nick is on this relationship corner today, and I kind of like it. Coming up, do the 49ers have any chance of stopping Patrick Mahomes? Well, now we're going to talk some love.